When we look back to measure the greatness of ancient civilizations, we usually look for what they left behind in the dirt. We judge their sophistication by the physical scale of what we can unearth. We see mountains of stone stacked perfectly against the sky and recognize it as advanced engineering. We find massive stone arches built to carry water across entire provinces and applaud the mastery of public infrastructure. And when we discover interlocking bronze gears sitting at the bottom of the ocean, we see the evidence of physical engineering. But the Vanara civilization of Kishkindha presents a unique problem. They left no giant stone fortresses. They built no elevated aqueducts. They forged no complex metal machines. Because of this lack of physical ruins, modern observers often dismiss them as a primitive society. That conclusion relies on a narrow definition of progress. Technology, in its purest form, is simply the systematic application of knowledge to solve complex problems. By that metric, Kishkindha operated on a deeply sophisticated level. They possessed an invisible technology, systems and data so well calibrated that millions of individuals could thrive in an environment that would normally be impassable and lethal. To understand their achievement, look at the geography they inhabited. The region surrounding Kishkindha was composed of dense forests, volatile weather, and treacherous mountain peaks. Successfully crossing these vast distances required an encyclopedic mastery of elevation changes, seasonal terrain shifts, and hidden forest corridors. This diagram shows how raw geographical data functioned as a complex mapping system. They plotted transit routes through impassable barriers, layering survival data onto them, maintaining precise understanding of water tables, animal migrations, and medicinal herbs. The Vanaras preserved this massive dataset within the minds of the population, passing it from elder to youth through a rigorous system of living transmission. Moving millions through wild terrain is the output of a meticulously maintained, applied logistical database. Once a civilization secures its internal logistics, it has to protect its borders. For Kishkindha, that meant developing a highly reliable intelligence and communication system. Rather than building artificial towers, they utilized the natural landscape. They transformed mountain peaks into an integrated network of observation points, allowing scouts to monitor movement from miles away. To ensure this data reached leadership, they transmitted intelligence through highly coordinated signal networks and a dedicated corps of elite messengers, creating a rapid relay system across the terrain. This chart compares the speed of information against the speed of an invading force. While a traditional army marches through a physical valley, a relayed signal travels across the mountain peaks in a fraction of the time. The ability to move information faster than an enemy can move troops is a defining characteristic of an advanced state. It proves Kishkindha operated as a highly coordinated superpower. The ultimate historical test of these synchronized systems occurred during the massive, continent-spanning operation known as the Search for Sita. Mobilizing for this search required supreme organizational technology. The state had to rapidly form distinct search units and assign them to highly specific regional grids across unknown territories. This organizational chart shows how that command structure functioned. Central leadership delegated authority to specialized regional commanders, establishing strict reporting expectations and rigid timelines. That same strategic thinking applied to their defense. Kishkindha deliberately avoided the massive artificial walls that most empires rely on to protect their capitals. Instead, they utilized existing dense forests and intricate cave systems to completely conceal their population, effectively neutralizing an invader's ability to locate a central target. Kishkindha's defensive genius was total environmental integration. The terrain itself was their impenetrable fortress. When you analyze these logistics and communication systems, the final conclusion is clear. The most resilient technology possessed by the Vanaras was knowledge itself. Iron rusts and heavy stone crumbles under the weight of time. But a living system of knowledge, tested by the environment, adapts and survives. Ultimately, a civilization is measured by the caliber of the individuals it produces, and Kishkindha produced extraordinary individuals, leaders and warriors whose abilities reflected the strengths of their society. By demanding that its people master complex navigation and process high-stakes intelligence across vast distances, the society forged individuals capable of extreme physical and mental feats. This relentless societal engine of environmental mastery is exactly what produced the single greatest figure in all of ancient literature, Hanuman. His abilities as an explorer, a diplomat, and a strategist were the direct reflection of the invisible systems his civilization spent generations perfecting. Hanuman represents the pinnacle of this technological empire, a figure whose legendary exploits are the logical result of a civilization that turned knowledge into its most powerful tool. In our next episode, we will trace his life and see exactly how a son of Kishkindha became a legend.